So here's what I did was I did an exercise. This is page 325, bottom of page 325, going over to page 326. This is exercise number 6, exercise, not program exercise, exercise, okay? So they provided the code for you in this problem is this part right here. And you put this inside of the main like I have right now with it. So let me give you a few minutes if you want to pause the screen or look at your book and input this into your screen with it. We'll take a few minutes to have you do this, and so you can see what's going on. So I want to pause. I want to pause for a moment that you do this. So making sure that you have everything right with it, do Control F5 that you don't have any syntax error. And if you remember on the top of inside of part number 6, they tell you they want you to input a 1 space 0 space 35 space 15 space 28 space 66 space -1. Let's check to make sure. 1, 20, 35, 15, 28, 66, -1. And then you hit enter, you input that, and the sum comes out to be 124 is the sum. But the question is, how do they get to this is the question. And I don't care, this is not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for this output in this. We are tracing are these variables are num, sum, and count. These are the 3 variables that we're going to actually trace for you to see what is actually taking place and how they arrive. How do we arrive with 164 with this thing? So I'm going to close out of this right now. Here's what I'm going to do. So so I'm going to basically keep this the way how it is with it. I'm going to just to have some things lay out with it so you could see. I'm going to collapse some of the screen so you can see, have a little bit more room. I'm going to have another document going on, is an Excel document, so I can see the row and columns that's going on with it. And I want to show you what's going on when we actually place it through the screen actually in this problem right now. Okay, so hold on. I'm going to open up this document right now. Let me just unpin this thing, auto hide with this thing, and I'm going to actually bump this to the left. Minimize some of the stuff I have here. Get rid of this little clutter with it. So here's one screen I want to display. It's this one. Let me move this a little bit like so. And then I'm going to have another screen. Is my Excel document. I'm going to use this kind of like a table for you to see with this thing. Let me zoom in a little bit, so you can see what's going on here. And I'm going to move this a little bit over. And again, the variables in the table header would be what? Num, sum, and count. I'm going to do num, sum, and count. Okay? Num, sum, and count. So I'm going to align all of these things to make it center so we can see a little better with this. And I want this row to be bold so we can have a little better view of see what's going on with this thing. All right, and of course in the middle is where I'm going to have I'm going to put in some header, some stops in this thing. So I'm going to put in some stops here, not here. I'm going to read in what is count. I'm going to read in count. I'm going to read in sum. I want to see what's inside count here, and I want to put in some breakpoints in here in my code. So if you want to follow along, put in the on where it is count, sum, count here, which is mine is line 12, 13, 15, 17, 18, and 19, and one more is the sum. All right. So I want for you to see how we're doing this pencil and paper on the side, and also when I compile this and we see what's displayed in the output for this thing as well. So here we go. I'm going to click on the local debugger. All right. So I'm going to click on the logo debugger. Here it is here with it. So it's prompting me right now. Let me move this to make this a little bigger. So it's prompting me basically is to put, I'm going to put this in the middle so we can see all screens at the same time. Okay. So here, again, I'm going to put in, what numbers am I putting in? I'm going to put in 1 space 1. Come on, my keyboard just choked on me. Hold on. So I figured out what basically happened is that it kind of choked on me when I did the play button, is because I had the line number 12 and 13 breakpoint. It couldn't read it in, so I couldn't input it in. So you need to take off the breakpoints for 13 and 12 or 13. So disable or turn off the breakpoints for me with it as well. So I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to adjust this so we could see this in the middle of the screen and the whole thing with it, so, and also at the same time with the same. So I'm going to input in exactly what they asked you to do. Is number 6, they want 1 space 20 space 35 space 15 space 28 space 66 space and a -1. Okay, I'm going to hit enter. So comes in, it's storing. Look at the left here. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. Look, C out is 1. I'm sorry, count is 1 and sum is 20. So C in right now is reading the first one. That's what's going to be what? C in is 1, right? 1 stands for what? For the count. Look at the bottom left here. So the count here, I'm going to come over here. I'm just going to put a 1. This is our pencil and paper side. And the sum that's reading on after this line is reading in the 20, which is this 20 right here. You agree? So the 20 is over here. So I really want to do this on a pencil and paper and also show you what's taking place inside of the Visual Basic with this thing, right? Again, the next step we're coming down, we'll look into is the one that says, let me adjust this a little bit over so we can have a little bit over in the step over with this as well. So inside of this right now, you see there is a step over. So I'm going to step over and I'm going to read the next number. What do you think num's going to be? Look, right here. Look at this green arrow right here. It's reading the next num. What's my next num? This is 35 right now. You see that? So it's going to store 35, which is this number, which is going here. This is the one. Look at this green arrow right here. So 35, I'm going to put 35 right here before I forget with this thing. And then I'm going to click on step over. And you notice that here is num is the 35. It goes down to the next line with this thing. Now, in this line, you take num plus sum, both of these things. You know, I hover over these things with it. So num is 35 plus sum, and it updates the sum to 55. Okay? So what I need to do here, I'm going to come in here. I need to strike out this right here, and this becomes 55. And watch how I actually do this in a step over. So I'm going to step over that and notice how sum at the bottom left over. You see where my cursor is hovering over? It shows that it is a 55. And that's what I have is on my hand trace table as well. Okay? Now, I'm going to come over here. Same thing. Again, I'll do all the strike through in a second with it as well. With it so you can see the strike through with this. I just don't have enough space right here. Let's see here. Strike through.